barbed wire. I mean, this is almost a constant state of war, isn't it, really? I mean, if you have to put up something like electrified barbed wire.
It is today. The barbed wire is new because of the situation where Jews are driving home on the road and some guy who is supposed to be a Palestinian policeman shoots the car up.
The Israelis bring with them a version of apartheid. We pass this road being built for the sole use of Jewish settlers and soldiers. Until it's opened, these Palestinians must wait hours for the few settlers to drive by.
Isn't that strike you as remarkable that there is a road for only one ethnic group of people, a Jews-only road?
It wasn't always like that.
But it is now.
It is now. The reason because many, about a year and a half ago, a school bus was blown up, an Israeli school bus, as it was traveling from Kfar Darom by Arab terrorists. So we decided that the best thing to do would be to create some kind of separation.
There doesn't seem to be any doubt that the majority of people deeply resent the presence of this settlement.
Look, I don't know what the actual people, Arabs who live here, feel and think. On a political level, they, I'm sure, would prefer not to be under Israeli rule. But in terms of raising their families and supporting their families, this is, I think, one of the best solutions for them.
For 35 years, the United Nations has voted on this best solution. Almost unanimously, it has called on Israel to respect international law and get out of occupied Palestine. Inside the settlers' fortress is a surreal middle-class suburb dropped into one of the most overcrowded and porous corners of the world. One of the strategic aims here is the control of water, which is precious in the Middle East. While Palestinians often don't have enough running water, sometimes none at all in the heat of summer, the settlers seldom run out. And the symbol of the occupation is this wall.
The thing that is striking about this settlement is that it's like a fortress. I mean, this is like a Berlin Wall.
Like the Berlin Wall, very bad. We don't feel comfortable. We lived here, I'm here for 15 years without these walls, fences and everything. We lived very normal. This last year changed all the rules in the area. Yeah. Everything was changed.
The justification for taking somebody else's land is biblical. That God gave them Palestine, and God, not the history of others, is their witness.
I'm here because it's obvious, that's my place. It's not something it's in my hands that we can, we can give it back. Not me, not any politician or anybody, or parliament or whatever. Because it's a movement. It's something comes 3,000 years ago when Moses brought us here, and we have in our mind, we have the dream of building a temple in Jerusalem. It's something a lot bigger than religion.
Where will it end, though? If there's no compromise, doesn't that mean conflict?
Where? Life is full with conflicts. I don't know what to say. I know maybe I'm saying something too strong. It's 1-0 game. We will fight. The conflict is here. We will fight. It's 1-0 game. Not to kill each other, but it's us or them.
On the other side of the wall is the reality of Palestine. At yet another checkpoint, people are waiting and waiting.
Let me just take you in a journey from Gaza to Khan Yunis. This normal journey usually takes 20 minutes to reach from Gaza town to Khan Yunis. But after this checkpoint, this journey sometimes takes people from 4 to 9 hours. People, as you see here, waiting to go from Gaza to Khan Yunis to guarantee the security of the passage of 2 or 3 settlers.
Yeah.
So it is the security.
So 2 or 3 settlers will drive along here. In the meantime, all this traffic has to bank up.
Exactly.
How long will these people be here, do you think? Just at a guess.
These people, they will stay till tomorrow morning because the road is closed now. It will not be reopened until tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Dr. El Farah's family used to own land near this crossing. The Israelis confiscated it and demolished her home. And this is typical of what happens almost every day in occupied Palestine.
They demolished my house and another 26 houses the same night. I call it terrorism. Here I call it terrorism.
How long had your family lived there?
Maybe back to 900 years. We were in the same place. I feel angry. I feel devastated. I feel abandoned by the world. Let me be frank with you. I feel that nobody is taking care of us.
This is Gaza, just a few miles down the road from the affluence of the Israeli settlement. The contrast is extraordinary. Almost 1 million Palestinians are trapped behind electrified barbed wire and roadblocks. Always waiting for invasion, their defences are pathetic mounds of sand. Fear has a permanent presence.
Waiting for the invasion is worse than the invasion itself. Because you're waiting, you don't know when, where, and how they will hit or come in. The first time they bombed in Gaza, I was still in another flat, and we had children, many children in the building. And I heard all the children and their mothers screaming and crying.
The half-built buildings of Gaza are a testament to the hopes raised, then dashed, by the talk of an independent Palestine. Without Israeli permission, most people can't leave and they can't return. They can't get to jobs. Their produce can't get to market. Most struggle to live on about £1 a day, a poverty compounded by an Israeli policy called closure.
You see, for Israel to sustain this unsustainable occupation, it is transforming every city and every Palestinian town and village into a prison, basically. Surrounded by tanks, surrounded by walls, surrounded by fences. And it's not like they're building a border between us and Israel. It's building borders inside West Bank and Gaza, between our cities and towns for the sake of their settlements. They are obliging us to be occupied people and not citizens.
The United States, Mr. Prime Minister, has been proud of its association with the State of Israel.
Rest assured that the security of Israel is a principal objective of this administration.
I want everybody to know, should I be the president, Israel's going to be our friend. I'm going to stand by Israel.
Israel's occupation of Palestine would not be possible without the backing of America. In the oil-rich Middle East, Israel is America's deputy sheriff, receiving billions of dollars along with the latest weapons, F-16 aircraft, bombs, missiles, Apache helicopters. Today, Israel is the 4th largest military power in the world, and it has nuclear weapons.
We saw an Apache helicopter circling in the sky above our heads, then shooting a missile. The rockets fell just 200 meters from our house. All our windows were shattered. I had a child in front of me, my daughter, who was 11 years old, shivering from fear, worried, frightened to death. And I could do nothing to protect her.